Hey guys, this is Tripped Over. Today, you can call me Diddy Kong. And today we're going to be talking about a fantastic book about dreams, life, but most importantly, about rabbits. This book is called Of Mice and Men, but mostly, it's about men. Now, the story starts off with meek, small, intelligent George and hulking, not so smart Lenny. Now, to say it briefly, Lenny's not the smartest. He's got the mind capacity of a 5-year-old. And that's what brings both George and Lenny to the side of the road, walking by, looking for work. Because the previous town they were in, a woman claimed that Lenny raped her, when he didn't. He just wanted to pet her soft dress. But as they're wandering about in North California, George and Lenny both going by, good fortunes decide to smile on them. And fortune's like, hey, I'm gonna spot you one. But everybody gets one. So they find a nice little ranch near Soledad, California, with their co-workers include Candy, an old one-handed fellow who owns a smelly dog, Crooks, a very lonely stable hand who is black, and Curly, an unfaithful man with severe anger management problems. So this is like the setup for a very terrible 1950s sitcom, but you know what? That's life. So they're working on the farm, and they find out that Curly has a new wife. And to prepare for his wife, he keeps on him a glove filled with Vaseline. I know, very gross. I mean, this woman, she likes to play around. I mean, she's not like actually does it, but she likes attention. Like, she wants attention from people. She's like, yo, baby, give me some attention, please. I mean, she really doesn't have an interest in Curly, but beside the point. It's where you meet Slim, the local Wise Ranch sort of demigod, and Carlson, the tough man ranch hand, tells Candy to adopt a new puppy after he shoots his old dog. And Candy's pretty heartbroken about it, but Carlson puts the dog down for him, and Candy's like destroyed after this. That's just a small part of the story. Tells him, why don't you go get a new puppy? Candy really doesn't want it. You don't need to grow attached to the dog. You're like, I can't do it. I can't move on. It wouldn't be right. That's sort of Candy. But anyways, Curly's got this like, oof, I gotta show the world. So, he accuses Slim of making time with his girl. And he gets in a fight with Lenny, which doesn't make sense, but Lenny destroys his hand. Like, it's type of like Batman stuff here. Like, Curly goes to punch him, Lenny grabs his hand, destroys his hand. And unintentionally, too. Like, that's the best part about it. Yeah. So there's an issue, And eventually time starts going by. Saturday night comes, which pretty much means it's time for people to go visit the whorehouse. Slim, Lenny, Crooks, and Candy hanging out at the ranch, talking about farm-owning dreams. And Curly's wife's like, yo, baby, which one of you wants to, give me the attentions? And not really like in a sexual, oh my god, not really in a sexual way, but, in like the way, like, yo, baby, I'll let you look at me for a little bit, if you give me some attention. And everyone's sort of like, they're eerie around her, like, I don't want to get in trouble. So, everyone's just like, you know what, I'm not touching this. And Crooks tries to get her to leave his room. He's like, get out of here now. And Crooks is obviously the black guy, like I mentioned before, and she was like, you're nothing but calls him the N-word. And he's like, oh, how could you do that? She's like, I could have you hung from the tree. And he's just like, my God, why you do this to me? Party's pretty much destroyed. It's end of that party. Sunday afternoon comes. Lenny's in the barn, he's playing with puppies and ooh, he kinda plays a little bit rough with the puppies and he kills the puppy. And he's there, he's all heartbroken. He's like, no, my puppy. I mean, you gotta feel bad for Lenny. Like, he's got the mind of a 5-year-old trapped in the Hulk's body, Hulk Hogan's body, pretty much. So you feel bad, but I mean, he killed the puppy, not intentionally. And eventually he begins to, he's like, no, it's your fault. Why you gotta play so rough with me? And then, he's sitting in there, he's like crying, he's bawling, he's upset. This is when Curly's wife walks into the barn, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, the puppy. She's like, don't worry about that. She's like, you wanna play with my hair? So he starts petting her hair. He's like, this is soft. Very, very soft hair. And then she's like, wait a minute, you're gonna mess up my hair. So she's tries to get out, and this is where the fatal mistake. She activates Lenny's trap card. And he's like, no! And snaps her neck immediately. She's dead. Like, he panics. He's like, oh god, I gotta go. He runs out, like off in the forest, and this is when Candy discovers Curly's wife's body. Runs out to George, and he says, this is Lenny's classic work. And he's like, I don't know what to do. You can't let Curly find out. And what happens? Curly finds out. So he's gonna do some vigilante style justice. He's gonna full out slay Lenny. But Slim and George, they pretty much want a nobler death for Lenny than that. So they go find him. He's hiding out in a safe spot, which obviously him and George have previously talked about. And he's sitting there and he's hallucinating about rabbits. It's very, very strange. The rabbits are telling him, why'd you do it, Lenny? You can't do this. And there's probably other rabbits. Not really in the story this didn't happen. There's probably other rabbits like, do it, Lenny. Kill them all. But, eventually George shows up and he's acting strange. And he's like, Lenny, we're going to go out. We're going to get ourselves a barn. And, we'll have all the rabbits you want. And Lenny's just like, really, George? Really? All the rabbits? He's like, yeah, George. Yeah, Lenny. We're going to have all the rabbits. And he just says, see, look, Lenny. Look over the hills. You'll see our farm. So Lenny looks over. And this is when George takes out a rifle. And he mercifully puts Lenny out of his misery. And eventually, the vigilantes show up. George tells the story of how Lenny got shot in a struggle as George tried to take the gun away. And Slim knows what really happened. And everyone else is like, why is George upset? He just did the right thing. He killed him. And, the story ends with George and Slim walking off saying, why don't we go to the bar? And, it's a very sad tale of life. It tells you one thing. When you want rabbits, make sure you don't get a bullet in the back of the head. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Good night.